Zhang Yuhuan, often known as Yang Guifei, known briefly by the Taoist nun named Taizhen, was known as one of the Four Beauties of ancient China. She was the beloved consort of Emperor Xuanzong of Tang during his later years. During the An Lushan Rebellion, as Emperor Xuanzong and his cortege were fleeing from the capital Chang'an to Chengdu, the emperor's guards demanded that he put Yang to death because they blamed the rebellion on her cousin Yang Guozhong and the rest of her family. The emperor capitulated and reluctantly ordered his attendant Gao Lishi to strangle Yang to death. Background: Zhang was born in 719 during the Tang dynasty, early in the reign of Emperor Xuanzong. Her great-great-grandfather Yang Wang was a key official during the reign of Emperor Yang of Sui, and, after the fall of the Sui dynasty, served one of the contenders to succeed Sui, Wang Shichong. Zhang Wang was then killed when Wang Shichong was defeated by Tang forces in 621. Zhang Wang was from Yuhuan, but his clan subsequently relocated to Yongle. Zhang's father Yang Shanyan served as a census official at Shu Prefecture, and his family went there with him. He appeared to have had no sons, but had 4 daughters who were known to history: Zhang Yuhuan and 3 older sisters. Zhang Shanyan died when Yang Yuhuan was still young, so the latter was raised by her uncle Yang Shanjiao, who was a low-ranking official at Henan municipality. Princess and Taoist nun. In 733, 14-year-old Yang Yuhuan married Li Mao, the Prince of Shou and the son of Emperor Xuanzong and consort Wu. She thus carried the title of Princess of Shou. After consort Wu died in 737, Emperor Xuanzong was greatly saddened by the death of his then-favorite concubine. Sometime after that, however, Princess Yang somehow came into Xuanzong's favor and the emperor decided to take her as his consort. However, since Princess Yang was already the wife of his son, Emperor Xuanzong stealthily arranged her to become a Taoist nun, with the Taoist name Taizhen, in order to prevent criticism that would affect his plan of making her his concubine. Zhang then stayed, for a brief moment, as a Taoist nun in the palace itself, before Emperor Xuanzong made her an imperial consort after bestowing a new wife on his son Li Mao. Zhang became the favorite consort of the emperor, imperial consort. In 745, after Emperor Xuanzong gave the daughter of the general Wei Zhaozun to Li Mao as his new wife and princess, he officially made Taizhen an imperial consort, with the newly created rank of Guifei, which was even greater than the previously highest rank of Huifei carried by consort Wu. He bestowed posthumous honors on her father Yang Shanyan and granted her mother the title of Lady of Liang. He also gave high offices to her uncle Yang Shangui and cousins Yang Jian and Yang Qi. Her 3 older sisters were conferred the ranks of ladies of Han, Guo, and Qin, and it was said that whenever the noble women were summoned to imperial gatherings, even Emperor Xuanzong's highly honored sister Li Qing, the Princess Yuzhen, did not dare to take a seat more honorable than theirs. Emperor Xuanzong also gave his favorite daughter Princess Taihui to Yang Qi in marriage. The 5 Yang households, those of Yang Jian, Yang Qi, and the ladies of Han, Guo, and Qin, were said to be exceedingly honored and rich, and all of the officials fought to flatter them. Also around the same time, her second cousin Yang Zhao was also introduced to Emperor Xuanzong by consort Yang, and Yang Zhao began to be promoted due to his flattery of the emperor. Consort Yang became so favored that whenever she rode a horse, the eunuch Gao Lishi would attend her. 700 laborers were conscripted to sew fabrics for her. Officials and generals flattered her by offering her exquisite tributes. In 746, she angered Emperor Xuanzong by being jealous and rude to him, and he had her sent to her cousin Yang Qian's mansion. Later that day, however, his mood was such that he could not eat, and he battered his servants for minor offenses. Gao knew that he missed consort Yang, and requested that the treasures in consort Yang's palace be sent to her. Emperor Xuanzong agreed, and sent imperial meals to her as well. At night, Gao requested that Emperor Xuanzong welcome consort Yang back to the palace, a request that Emperor Xuanzong easily agreed to. Thereafter, she was even more favored, and no other imperial consort drew his favor. In 747, when the military governor An Lushan arrived at the capital Chang'an to meet Emperor Xuanzong, Emperor Xuanzong showed him much favor and allowed him into the palace. He had an honor consort Yang's mother and consort Yang's cousins and sisters is his brothers and sisters. In 750, consort Yang again offended Emperor Xuanzong with her words, and he sent her back to her clan. The official Yuhuan told Emperor Xuanzong that he had overreacted, and Emperor Xuanzong regretted his actions. He again sent imperial meals to her, and she wept to the eunuchs delivering the meal, stating, "My offense deserves death, and it is fortunate that His Imperial Majesty did not kill me, but instead returned me to my household. I will forever leave the palace. My gold, jade, and treasures were all given me by His Imperial Majesty, and it would be inappropriate for me to offer them back to him. Only what my parents gave me I would dare to offer." She cut off some of her hair and had the hair taken back to Emperor Xuanzong. Emperor Xuanzong had Gao escort her back to the palace, and thereafter loved her even greater. In 751, An again visited Chang'an. On An's birthday on the 20th of February 751, Emperor Xuanzong and consort Yang rewarded him with clothing, treasures, and food. On the 23rd of February, when An was summoned to the palace, consort Yang, in order to please Emperor Xuanzong, had an extra-large infant wrapping made, and wrapped the obese An in it, causing much laughter among the ladies-in-waiting and eunuchs. When Emperor Xuanzong asked what was going on, consort Yang's attendants joked that consort Yang gave birth 3 days before and was washing her baby Lushan. Emperor Xuanzong was amused by the comic situation and rewarded both consort Yang and An greatly. Thereafter, whenever An visited the capital, he was allowed free admittance to the palace, and there were rumors that he and consort Yang had an affair, but Emperor Xuanzong discounted the rumors. In 752, when the Chancellor Li Linfu, in light of Nangzhao incursions against Jian'an's circuit, of which Yang Guozhong served as commander remotely, wanted to send Yang Guozhong to Jian'an to defend against the Nangzhao attacks, consort Yang interceded on Yang Guozhong's behalf, and Yang Guozhong did not actually report to Jian'an. Li Linfu soon died, and Yang Guozhong became chancellor. An Lushan's rebellion and Yang's death. Yang Guozhong and An Lushan soon were in conflict, and Yang Guozhong repeatedly acted provocatively, such as arresting and executing staff members from An's mansion in Chang'an. In 755, An finally rebelled and marched his troops toward the capital, in order to try to placate the populace, which believed that Yang Guozhong had provoked the rebellion. Emperor Xuanzong considered passing the throne to his crown prince, Li Heng. Yang Guozhong, who was not on good terms with the prince, feared this development and persuaded consort Yang and her sisters, the ladies of Han, Guo, and Qin, to speak against it. Emperor Xuanzong, for the time being, did not abdicate the throne. In 756, General Yuhuan was forced by Yang Guozhong to engage, and out of fear that the general himself might usurp the throne, Yuhuan was defeated and Tong Pass, the last major defense, fell to An's forces. Yang Guozhong then suggested fleeing to Chengdu, the capital of Jianan Circuit. On the 14th of July, Emperor Xuanzong, keeping the news secret from the people of Chang'an, used the imperial guards to escort him, consort Yang, her family, and his immediate clan members, and left Chang'an, heading toward Chengdu. Attending him were Yang Guozhong, his fellow chancellor Wei Jiansu, the official Wei Fangjin, the general Chen Shanli, and some eunuchs and ladies in waiting close to him. On the 15th of July, Emperor Xuanzong's cortege reached Mavai Courier Station. The imperial guards were not fed and became angry at Yang Guozhong. Chen also believed that Yang Guozhong had provoked this disaster and planned to accuse him. He reported his plans to Li Heng through Li Heng's eunuch Li Fuguo, but Li Heng was hesitant and gave no approval. Meanwhile, Tibetan emissaries, who had followed Emperor Xuanzong south, were meeting with Yang Guozhong and complaining that they also had not been fed. The soldiers of the Imperial Guard took this opportunity to proclaim that Yang Guozhong was planning treason along with the Tibetan emissaries, and they killed him, along with his son Yang Shan, the ladies of Han and Qin, and Wei Fangjin. Wei Jiansu was severely injured and nearly killed, but was spared at the last moment. The soldiers then surrounded Emperor Xuanzong's pavilion and refused to leave, even after Emperor Xuanzong came out to comfort them and order them to disperse. Chen publicly urged him to put consort Yang to death, which he initially declined. After Wei Jiansu's son Wei and Gao Lishi spoke further, Emperor Xuanzong finally agreed. He had Gao take consort Yang to a Buddhist shrine and strangle her. After he showed the body to Chen and the other Imperial Guard generals, the soldiers finally dispersed and prepared for further travel. Meanwhile, Yang Guozhong's wife Peiru, son Yang.She, the Lady of Guo, and the Lady of Jiuo's son Pei, who had tried to flee, but were killed. Consort Yang was buried at Mavai, without a coffin, but with masses of fragrance wrapped in purple blankets. In 757, Prince Li Heng, who had taken the throne as Emperor Xuanzong, recaptured Chang'an and welcomed ex-Emperor Xuanzong. Then Taizhen Wang back to the capital. Emperor Xuanzong went through Mavai on his way back to Chang'an. He wanted to locate consort Yang's body and rebury her with honor. The official Li Kui spoke against it, pointing out that the Imperial Guard might again mutiny if he did so. However, Emperor Xuanzong secretly sent eunuchs to rebury her with a coffin. When they found the body, it had decomposed, but the fragrance bag buried with her was still fresh. The eunuchs returned with the fragrance bag, and upon its presentation to Emperor Xuanzong, he wept bitterly. When he returned to Chang'an, he had a painter create a picture of consort Yang in a secondary palace, and often went that to view to the portrait. Titles from birth to death. The 1st of June 719 to 733. Lady Yang 733 to 737. Princess of Shou 737 to 745. Priestess Taizhen 745 to 15 July 756. Consort Yang cultural legacy. Yang was known for having a full and fleshy figure, which was a much sought-after quality at the time. She was often compared and contrasted with Empress Zhao Feiyun, the wife of Emperor Cheng of Han, because Yang was known for her full build while Empress Zhao was slender. This led to the four-character idiom Yan Shao Wan Fei, describing the physical range of the types of beauties. Lychee was a favorite food for Yang, and the emperor had the fruit, which was only grown in southern China, delivered by the imperial couriers' fast horses, whose riders would take shifts day and night in a pony express-like manner to the capital. A copy of the outline of her right hand still exists, having been carved on a large stone at the site of the Xian Palace. Zhang was also granted use of the Huwaking Pool, which had been the exclusive private pool of previous Tang emperors. She is sometimes credited with the invention of the dudo, the traditional Chinese bodice or undershirt. Yang's story has been often retold. While some literature describes her as the author of much misfortune, other writings sympathize with her as a scapegoat. In the following generation, a long poem, Chang'an, was written by the poet Baidu Yi describing Emperor Xuanzong's love for her and perpetual grief at her loss. It became an instant classic, known to and memorized by Chinese schoolchildren far into posterity. The story of Yang and the poem also became highly popular in Japan and served as sources of inspiration for the classical novel The Tale of Genji, which begins with the doomed love between an emperor and a consort, Kiritsubo, who is likened to Yang. No plays have been staged based on her story. A Japanese rumor states that Yang had been rescued, escaped to Japan and lived her remaining life there. In Japanese, she is known as Yoki-hi. Other works retelling her story include literature Chang'an, Song of Everlasting Regret of Song of Everlasting Sorrow by Baidu Yi, the unofficial biography of Yang Taizhen by Yushi, the biography, Song of the Everlasting Sorrow, The Court of the Lion by Eleanor Cooney, Daniel Altieri, The Favorite Monkey of the Tang House by Master Chen, Under Heaven by Guy Gavriel K. Zhang Yuhuan's death is featured in the wuxia novel Dating Yuxia Juan by Liang Yusheng. Operas Guifei Intoxicated, the unofficial biography of Taizhen. The Slope of Mavai by Chen Hong, The Great Concubine of Tang, a contemporary Beijing opera with historical motif. Stage plays The Hall of Longevity by of the Qing Dynasty, The Mirror to Grind Dust by an anonymous playwright of the Ming Dynasty, The Records of Shocking Grandeur by Wu Shimei of the Ming Dynasty, The Records of Colorful Hair by Tu Long of the Ming Dynasty, Tang Ming Wang on an Autumn Night with Watong Trian Rain by Baipu of the Yuan Dynasty. Film Princess Yang Guifei, a 1955 Japanese film directed by Kenji Mizoguchi. The Magnificent Concubine, a 1962 Hong Kong film directed by Li Han-Xiang. Lady of the Dynasty, a 2015 Chinese film starring Fan Bingbing. Television Lady Yang, a 1976 Hong Kong television series produced by TVB, starring Lina Yan as Yang Guozhong. Yang Guifei, a 1985 Taiwanese television series aired on CTS. Tang Ming Huang, a 1990 Chinese television series starring Lu Wei and Lin Fangbing as Emperor Xuanzong and Yang Guozhong respectively. The Legend of Lady Yang, a 2000 Hong Kong television series produced by TVB, starring An Heng and Kwok Hua as Yang Guozhong and Emperor Xuanzong respectively. Da Tang Fu Rong Yuan, a 2007 Chinese television series starring Fan Bingbing and Winston Chow as Yang Guozhong and Emperor Xuanzong respectively. The Legend of Yang Guifei, a 2010 Chinese television series starring Yin Tao and Anthony Wong as Yang Guozhong and Emperor Xuanzong respectively. Gallery.